Hold on, stop. Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
I'm actually amazed that we're all friends. Mike, I will reach across this table and the whole entire world will hear me bitch slap
Do you have any duct
Not punch you, slap.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick. Hello and welcome to Take on the World with Johnny,
Katie.
Mike. We finally got a GoPro in the house.
We think we got this solved. Pandemic, schmandemic, I don't give a good goddamn it. Thank you.
So we'll see how this goes.
So, what's on today's topic? What's on today's agenda there, Mikey?
I think we're talking about concerts.
Ooh, I can't wait to hear this
Concerts you've been to, concerts you wanted to go to but didn't get to go to.
Well, I didn't get to go
Concerts
to a lot.
that you would like to see but probably never will now.
Yeah. Well, you were in the heyday of
Oh, I've seen some concerts,
the
bro.
fucking 80s, bro. I want to hear about this.
I've seen some concerts that I didn't get to see. So,
All right, well, we'll let you open with the show. I don't know how you want to do this, but
without dogs barking, maybe.
maybe she'll take on the world.
I wish she would. And if anybody sees her along the way, she does not belong to me.
I don't know this dog. But she's white, and you said you had a white dog. It looks exactly like this. No, I didn't.
Not my dog. She died a long time ago. So sad.
So what was your first concert you ever saw?
First concert.
I think I know this answer.
It was the Monkees.
The Monkees?
The Monkees.
The Monkees?
And Grassroots.
Oh my god.
Some hippy-dippy music.
How were the Monkees?
Actually, we had a good time.
Where'd you go to see that?
Stabler Arena.
Where the fuck is that?
I saw a lot of my concerts at Stabler Arena. That's at
Is that up north?
Lehigh University.
Okay.
I think my mom got tickets. She won tickets. She got tickets. She did something to get tickets. I don't know.
Something.
And me and my sister went, and I think I was like 12.
Wow.
But we saw the Monkees and Grassroots and some other hippy-dippy band.
Yeah.
But, you know, in that time frame, the Monkees were still on TV.
Right,
Doing
yeah.
the Monkey Show. So that was my first concert ever.
That's not what I would have guessed. At all.
No. Because it really wasn't my kind of music, but we
Yeah.
had a good time.
Yeah.
We had fun.
I
What was your first
think-
concert?
I think you can't, like, even if it's not your music, if you go to a concert, you just kind of, like, in the moment, and, you know, I think you just enjoy it.
Just
for
the
what it is.
atmosphere.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
That was on camera. You just abused the dog on
No,
camera.
it was off camera.
She's,
I
you
just put you out there. So.
know, she's being a whore anyway.
My first concert, oh my god, I think it was Metallica,
Really?
and I saw them somewhere in Jersey.
Metalhead.
It could have been the Meadowlands. It was huge, wide open field.
Camden Yard.
I don't remember. I was probably 15, I think,
So what year was that?
like last year.
That was last year for Katie. That was like 3 years ago for you.
But I've told you this story before. I was standing there, and like, yeah, their pyrotechnics are great, and you know we were pretty far away from them, and there's this big. He looked like a fucking Navy SEAL standing in front of me, like just, you know, his wife was in front of him. I'm assuming it was his wife. Like, just had his arms around her, and he just like quietly headbanging, and this dude was moshing next to him, bumps into him, and he looks over at him. He's like, "Don't bump into me again." And the guy bumped into him again, and this dude literally picked him up and like somehow flipped him over and like fucking tombstoned him. Like, right? Everybody was like, yeah!
Cheering.
It was, and that was like right in front of him, this dude. And then he just went right back to like put his arms around his wife like it was nothing. And then you had fucking titties flying out everywhere, fucking lighters. It was great, man. That's the biggest concert I was ever at.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't go to any of the festivals or anything like that?
No, I usually
Like Lollapalooza, wasn't that your day?
no. It was a little bit. Well, the Lollapalooza. No, I didn't really
Lollapalooza is
follow
more
that.
her time.
Yeah, I was gonna. What was the what was that Mud Fest? What was like Woodstock, but like in the '90s? Was it like it was like Woodstock too?
Lollapalooza.
No, then that was before my time. Like I would have been too young to go to that.
Monsters of Rock.
I remember my uncle went to that.
That's why I saw Metallica at Monsters of Rock in Chicago at the Soldier Field, and Metallica sucked. I was so disappointed.
Really?
Oh my god, they were hard. Like the sound was not right. It wasn't set up for them.
Yeah.
Something wasn't right. The sound was horrible. And I was so disappointed. It was the first time I saw Metallica, and I wanted to see him so bad.
Yeah.
And it was like, meh. I saw him 2 times since then, and both times are better.
I wasn't really a Metallica fan, but
What was your first concert, Katie?
I don't really want to tell anybody.
Justin Bieber.
No, it was actually Aaron Carter in Dream Street.
Are you shitting me? I took my daughter to the Aaron Carter Aaron tour.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
He played at the Sovereign Center. Well, the Santander Arena when it was still
is that
Sovereign
country
Center.
music?
No.
Aaron Carter? Aaron Carter was like some little teeny pop.
Gay shit.
Oh, okay.
But I loved him when I was a child.
That's funny because that's where we took Lexi to see it.
I was in the boy band era.
Yes, it was a boy band.
Oh my
In
god.
sync. But his brother was a Backstreet Boy, Nick.
See, I was gonna save Aaron for my worst concert ever.
I don't know.
I don't think
Well, it was just
had a worse
like
concert.
number one. That wasn't my kind of music. Number two, there was just all these teenage girls,
Yeah.
like screaming.
Well, kudos for you
oh.
to take your daughter to a concert. I'm sure you had your reasons why you went.
Well, she was little.
Yeah. And
She was
so you don't want to
like she's
set her
younger than
up on her
Katie,
own.
so
But I think that's the only way I would hate a concert. Is if I was just had to take some tween band
Ugh.
for my kid or something, and you just rather drill a hole into your fucking head with a half-inch drill bit.
So do you remember enjoying that concert?
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad, but they were like my thing at the time. Like it was the early '90s, and I liked them. I don't know. Maybe it was 2000s. I don't remember.
No, I think it was early '90s. No, it could be early '90s.
I think my second favorite. No, I would say my best concert I ever went to was Red Hot Chili Peppers down in Philly, and my sister went. She's like, "Yo, I got another ticket. Somebody backed out. You want to go?" Hell yeah! And it was just me and her. We went down with 2 of her friends. Excuse me, and they were cool as hell. And I just sat up there. I was like, I swear to God, my neck hurt so bad the next day from like banging my head. But what's funny is that night they played all their greatest hits and everything, and then they had a concert the next night at the same place, and they didn't. They didn't play. They played all their like, their B-list hits. And my sister had a friend that went the next night. She's like, it was terrible. They sucked. Like they didn't play anything that we know. Like, but oh man, just watching Flea jump around and like they're so energetic. It was, I don't know, it was really cool. I got a bunch of video of it and shit. It was really awesome.
I went. You said your sister had a ticket. Someone backed out her. Same thing happened to me. It was Sting. It was a Dance of the Blue
I
Turtle.
see Sting in a heartbeat.
Well, I like the Police. I wasn't a big Sting fan.
I like that song Salami.
Salami.
Salami, 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 salami.
Yeah, we're never going to get a copyright strike for that. Nothing like this song.
I think it's actually Salonely, but every time I hear the song, I think Salami. I don't know why. So you're welcome. If you ever hear that song again, you're like, God damn it, Johnny.
So my sister comes to me. She goes, hey, Mike, I got this extra ticket for Sting. My friend backed out on me. And I'm like, I don't want to go fucking see Sting. And she's
And
like,
you loved it.
She's like, come on, you got to go. You got to go. I said, well, I'm not buying a ticket for a concert I don't want to see. And she goes, well, I'll give you the ticket. And if you like it, you can pay for it then. So I went to this concert. And I didn't know all the music. I didn't know anything off that album. But it is in the top 5 concerts I've ever been to.
I bet.
And I enjoyed it so much afterwards. I'm like, oh my God, that was so fucking awesome. She goes, oh, you gonna pay for that ticket now? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay for that ticket. But that was. It's just funny that you said your sister had someone that backed out. The same thing happened.
Yeah.
I ended up going to a concert that I ended up loving.
Yeah, it was good. I wasn't like hardcore Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. You know, I grew up with them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've seen their music, and it was good. They had a couple hits here and there, but man, they put on a great show. And if they came back here again, I would go and see them in a heartbeat anytime. You know, I'm pissed that I missed you. I backed out on a show on you.
You backed out on a few.
I think it was 2. Was it 2?
At least.
It's probably 4
And
or 8.
no. But I think it was. Damn it! He said that kept the hotel
Social
clean.
Distortion. Oh.
No, I went to Social
You
D
backed
with
out on one of the Social Ds because we were supposed to take Zoe too. But it was, Old Dominion you backed out because I had to take my bitch-ass brother.
I would have loved to see them. I'm not a big country fan, but I do like that band.
One of my big favorites.
Yeah, I don't put like a label on myself of whether I'm strictly this or that.
I'm very eclectic in my music taste.
Yeah, you're like me.
Yeah.
Like I like music. If I like the music, I like the music. It could be rap, it could be whatever. Like I like Juice WRLD of all things.
Who the
He's
fuck is
dead
Juice
now.
WRLD?
Yeah, Juice WRLD kind of died, but he would probably be considered like the trap rap. No, I don't think so.
I don't think he's even trap.
No,
I think he's more like a black Post Malone.
Yeah.
Isn't Post Malone black?
No.
No.
I thought he was.
Post is white.
What's his name? Aaron Carter? Post Malone. What's his name?
It's not Aaron Carter.
No, it's Austin Post.
Austin Post. Then he said the way he found his rap name was he put it in a rap name generator, and it came out Post Malone. He's like, well, okay, I'll run with it. No. I'd seen him in concert.
What's on the top of your concert list?
I've seen a couple like off-kilter bands though that probably a lot of people haven't seen. So I think Social Distortion puts on a pretty good show when Mike Ness isn't high.
Absolutely. Wait, you think he still?
The last time I saw Social Distortion, Mike Ness was not with us. He was singing, but he was not with us.
What was I with? Was I?
You were not. That's the one you were supposed to go to.
The one I saw. The one I saw with you, he said he had the flu and he sounded like stuffed up. But they put on a great show.
Cocaine.
Yeah. But honestly, I've seen a lot of country concerts. Old Dominion was a really good show. But Aerosmith, I think, puts on one of the better shows I've seen. I've seen them more than a handful of times, and I think that they put on a great show just because Steven Tyler and Joe Perry together are just phenomenal.
Did you see them at Pocono Raceway?
No. That's
where I saw them and Guns N' Roses there.
Who
Guns N' Roses opened for Aerosmith.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Ago. That was like
when you have that caliber going on, that
88.
Guns N' Roses opens for Aerosmith.
Yeah, I would have seen him at Pocono Raceway in '88 when I was literally a sperm in my father's balls. Yeah, that's great.
You're just a stain in the sock.
You're just a stain in the sock.
You're an old soul. I keep forgetting that you're so young.
I am an old soul.
What about oh fuck. So I remember hearing. I think it was on the Howard Stern show, and he had Steven Tyler on. He was interviewing him, and Steven Tyler goes, "Did you know?" He's like, "In fact, when we recorded Sweet Emotion," he's like, "we forgot the fucking tambourine." We're like, "Shit, what are we gonna do?" He's like, "So I grabbed the pack of sugar off the shelf, little Domino sugar," and he's like, "So that's straight out of his mouth," and he says that. And every time I hear that song, I just think of him like shaking. They said they put the mic real close to the, and Howard's like, he's like, "Didn't that microphone pick that up?" He's like, "Dude, that microphone would pick your heartbeat up if you put it near your chest." And there was also in the same song, there was a thing called a vibra slap, and he said it broke, and he's like,
"That sounds kinky."
He said the vibra slap broke within like 30 seconds of them recording it, and he's like, "You can hear it," and he was like, "Wait for it." And the song's going, they can hear like, and he goes, "There it goes." That's it. He's like, the instrument broke right there, and he's like, "Well, what did you do?" He's like, "We just threw it on the floor. We didn't use it anymore." And it's just cool. I love to hear like the minute details of like bands like that. That shit interests me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And you would never think that like this motherfucker recorded that great of a song with a sugar packet. Cool. So improvisation of its best. Right?
That was pretty cool. I didn't believe you when you told me that, but that's pretty cool to know.
Yeah, that was straight out of his mouth. Yeah.
So back in I don't even know what year it was. I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. Like, if I had to pick my favorite band ever, it would be Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Like,
You said that before.
Like, I have every album they ever made on vinyl. So, back when they did the Tear Down the Wall tour, they were the only concert I could get to was up in Canada. And
Shit.
And I'm like, I couldn't find tickets to it. I couldn't get tickets. Sold out. So someone I knew had tickets to this concert. I said, let me buy both tickets from you. I said, you don't even like Pink Floyd, and you got tickets. And he's like, I don't know. I really want to go, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, I'll give you $400 a piece for the tickets. And that's just for the tickets. I'll get myself up there. I'll get myself back
What
up.
was this back in?
Oh, I don't even know.
So it's probably well worth it.
But Tear Down the Wall tour, so they were still together. And he would not sell me tickets to that concert. And out of all the bands I've seen in concert, I've seen Pink Floyd only one time.
Damn. I mean, they were all together.
No, they weren't all together. It was David Gilmour. It was Roger Waters wasn't with him anymore. So I only got to see. And
who's the guy that the crazy you Shine On You Crazy Diamond was? What was that guy? That song was about that guy, or so they theorized, and it's like up here. But I think it was.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was Pink Floyd. You know what song I'm talking about, right?
I know what song you're talking about. Yeah.
But it was about one of the members of Pink Floyd, like how he kind of went crazy and like just left the band.
Probably Roger Waters.
No, what do you remember any other names of the band?
David Gilmour, Roger Waters. That's all I know.
No, I don't think it was. I don't think it was one of those. I think it was. Anyways, I'm getting off track here.
So when I finally did get tickets for Pink Floyd, it was around the time. Actually, it was the concert was the Saturday before my daughter was born. So we go for Deb's checkup, and the doctor says, "Well, she's 4 centimeters dilated," and I'm like, "Dude, this is Friday."
I got a concert.
I said, "I got tickets for Pink Floyd tomorrow."
Man, you don't understand.
Like, should I sell the ticket? Like, I'm not going to miss the birth of my child, but I'm like, should I?
Pink Floyd.
Should I sell it? Should I sell the tickets, or what should I do? He goes, "Well, do you have a way for her to get a hold of it?" I said, "I have a pager," because there's no cell phones back then. So he goes, "Well, if you have the pager, she's not going to have the baby that quick. It's not going to be a quick process. So as long as you're willing to leave the concert, if you get the call, then
in Canada."
No, this was in Philly.
Oh, okay.
This was the Division Bell tour. The Tear Down the Wall was long before that.
So you're within range.
Yeah, so I'm an hour and a half if I rush. So I'm like, there's 4 people going with me. I'm like, I'm driving, and like, I said, okay, I'll go. So I go, nothing happens, and then I come to work it was Monday into Tuesday. I was doing 12-hour shifts at the time, and there was a guy who worked at the jail who would always dick around. Like, every time he'd come on the unit, he's turn his pager on and off, and when you turn the pager on, they'd beep. So it sounds like your pager's going off. So every time he'd relieve me that night, he'd turn his pager on when he came in, and I'm grabbing my pager, looking at it, because like I'm expecting my daughter to come. And like finally, like the last relief was like, I don't know, like 1:30 a.m. He goes to walk out. He just walks out the door. My pager goes off. So my wife goes into labor. So I'm like, at first I didn't grab it because I thought he was messing with me. And I reach down, I grab it, I look at it, and there it is. It's going off. And I had to call him back, and he goes, "What do you need, dude?" I said, "I'm leaving. Bye." So I left where we work, and
so you're in PP.
I drove to Pottsville from down there in 22 minutes.
Holy fuck! Jesus.
Because I didn't want to, and then I sat there for another 12 hours while she was in labor.
Isn't that crazy?
That's my Pink Floyd story. So you said you saw someone a couple times, a handful of times.
Mm-hmm.
Who have you seen the most?
Who have I seen the most? Oh,
what band have you seen the most of?
Either Dropkick Murphys or Rancid.
I was gonna say mine's probably either been Flogging Molly or Aerosmith.
How many times?
Which one?
Either.
I've seen Aerosmith probably about 5-6 times. I've seen Flogging Molly at least 4.
Johnny, how many times?
Oh, I've seen Dropkick, I think, twice, and Rancid twice. Flogging Molly once, or they might have been twice. I can't remember. Oh no, I did see the Casualties. Now that's like an underground punk band. It's hard to say. I might have seen them like 4 or 5 times. We used to like travel around, me and my buddies, and like when they would play PA, like we went up to Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Philly, wherever they were playing, we would go. And it was always a wild fucking time.
That's how I am with a certain band, and I've seen them 21 times.
That I couldn't think of the band. Motley, just when I hear Motley Crue.
And actually, I had tickets to see them this last summer, which have been 22 times.
Because I guarantee back in their day, they were probably more wild than any fucking punk band ever.
Great concerts, dude. It would have been more than that, but I got kicked out of one before we got in. So down at Stabler Arena at Lehigh University, they had one date, and they decided to add a second date. And this is when they had the rolling drum cage. So the first night we go there, and we're underage. We're wasted. We're first ones in line. And we were just acting stupid. And the bouncers came out, or the security came out and kicked us out.
Kicked you out.
So we didn't get to see them.
You know, fucked up.
And I'm like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow night. We're not going to drink. We're not going to. So we're first ones in line the next night. The security comes out. As soon as we walk up to the front of the door, security comes out. Didn't we kick you out last night? I said, that was last night. We're not doing anything tonight. We're just going to stand here. We just want to see the concert. So we get in. No rolling drum cage. They moved to the next venue because this was an added date. It was just an add-on. So we never got to see the rolling drum cage. I was so fucking pissed. But I've seen.
So like, how does their show work? Like, I know like most of the shows I go to, like, I lie. Gwar is the most I've ever seen a concert.
I thought you saw Gwar more.
I've seen Gwar like fucking 10 times. I think. I don't know. Like, because they played in Philly all the time, and their shows were fucking great. I haven't seen them since can't think of the lead singer's name now. Passed away. Dave Brocky. So yeah, we followed them forever, man. I think I was like 18 when I went to one of their first shows. But I don't know, as far like, I'll take a Gwar show for instance, and I know how that works. I know what to expect when I get there. I know what to expect, like, to the build up, getting the Gwar, and then during Gwar, and then the after Gwar. And I just always wondered, is like Motley Crue. How's a Motley Crue concert play out? Like,
it's been different over the years. It's changed.
Well, I say like in their height, when you first went to go see it, in their heyday.
They're just crazy. Like, it's a good time.
Like, do you have mosh pits there and shit?
No, I mean, people dance. A lot of titties. They had
lighters.
When I the first time I saw my son to see Motley Crue. So now my son just turned 18, and I think it's cool that he's seen some of the bands that I saw in their heyday. He's seen Guns N' Roses. He's seen Motley Crue. And he's going to see Motley Crue a second time when I go, if they have the concert next year. COVID be damned. And my daughter has seen Motley Crue as well. So I just think it's cool that my kids have seen the bands that I grew up watching. Yeah. And they know the music and they love it, and that's cool. And they have their own musical taste too. They're open with that stuff. But I remember when I took my son and my daughter, both went to Philly with me to see Motley Crue. And my buddy Rob was with me. And I get there, and there's this guy standing like 15 feet away from me. He walks down in the middle of the concert, stands at an empty seat like 15 feet away from me, and starts smoking weed. And like, I don't want to be around it. Like, I don't want to smell it. Don't want to be around it. I don't want my kids around it.
Right.
You know, I'm not anti-pot, but like,
not for you.
Not for me. We get drug tested at work. I don't want any secondhand smoke. So
I bet I know where this is going.
I said to the dude, I'm like, dude, do you mind not doing that? and I had kids there, but there were other kids sitting behind me.
You got to be that guy at a Motley Crue concert.
So, hey, bud, I'm like,
you mind not smoking that?
Could you not smoke the wafer next to me?
Yeah.
And he's like,
stings my eyes.
He's like, yeah, whatever. So I look at my daughter. I take my glasses off. I hand them to my daughter. I take my watch off. I said, "Hold this." And she goes, "Oh shit." I go over and I get in this guy's face. I'm like, "Dude, I don't give a fuck if you smoke weed. I don't care where you smoke it, as long as you ain't smoking in front of my kids."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Well, you didn't talk to me like I'm a kid." I said, "You're a 50-year-old man smoking weed at a Motley Crue concert like a 16-year-old kid." I said, "Grow up." So
just go over to your apartment when you're done and jerk off to your penthouse.
He's like, "I'm gonna leave." So he goes to leave. He grabs a cane and starts hobbling up the stairs.
Oh God! So I just Vietnam veteran hat on. I'm sorry.
So I just got the face of some guy with a freaking cane.
He's got MS.
But he left.
Wow. I think every concert I've been to, there's been some reefer, except for Aaron Carter. I mean,
you gotta expect that, but
I expect it, but like, just have some respect.
If that was
there was
me,
other kids there. It wasn't just my kids.
If that was me, like, you know, I would probably look and be like, oh my God, there's kids over there. I'm gonna move over there because I don't want to be that guy. Like,
well, it wasn't even his seat. Like, he snuck down to better seats to smoke weed by himself.
You mean hobble down?
Yeah, I didn't see him hobble down.
Did he smoke out of his cane at all?
I did watch him hobble away.
Did he smoke out of his cane at all?
He has like a long pipe, like a peace pipe.
Hey, buddy, would you like this for me? You just shove it in his throat.
Ah, shit.
But you know,
the energy at Motley Crue concerts over the years have changed too, because
they're getting older.
Vince Neil got
fatter, slower. I know there was that thing that came out with Vince Neil when he was playing that song, and you were like, "It's a voiceover, it's not real," and I'm like, "I don't know, Mike, that looked pretty fucking real." And it's not him singing.
It doesn't sound as good as it used to, but I still love the concert. I love Mick Mars. I love Tommy. I just love the band. I always
Their
have.
story is really cool. Like, just the shit they went through and the addiction, the drugs, how they're still fucking alive. Like, Vince Neil, he crashed his fucking sports car, killed that drummer to that band, one of his best friends, and then he came back and didn't go crazy, got himself sober, then he fucking lost his daughter. Like, how the fuck does that guy, like... And if you see him now, I saw him on, like, MTV Cribs, and with his wife, and he's just like, you know, he didn't let it get the best of him.
Well, he took the death of Raz hard.
Oh, I'm sure he did, but like I said, he didn't let it get the best of him. Like, he still...
He went to jail for it too.
Yeah, and then you know what he said when he was interviewed. He said when he was in jail, he got a hold of like cocaine or some kind of drug, and he's like, "That's all I could think of." He's like,
"In jail?
Yeah,
fucking."
Would have never thought that, but he said he got fucked up in jail, and he didn't even think about it. He's just like, all he wanted to do was get high, and then he felt guilty afterwards that he did that. And I think he said they even had like a couple chicks come into his cell, and he was like, so his 3 days in jail or whatever it was, he was just...
It was not 3 days.
His initial arrest.
Oh, okay.
So he was just drugged up and just fucking chicks. And that comes from him. He said that, so...
I'm sure he would never tell a story.
I mean, if you have that much popularity, I don't know why you would start to make up stories. You don't need to, because you're already fucking crazy. But, I mean, like, that's what I was trying to get at. I was like, I don't know, like, when you go to a Guar concert, or like when you used to, like, you're gonna fight. Like, if you're not on the top tier, like getting booze or nothing, you're getting into a fight. That's just that you're gonna get hit. You're gonna hit somebody, and I always love that. Like, I'll go into the pit, get my face bashed up, hit a couple people, and you like let out all that tension. It's fucking awesome.
Well, we used to go to Airport Music Hall, and we'd see all the punk rock bands down there. Like if you name a punk rock band, I've probably seen it there.
Yeah.
And that's how it was back in the day. And there was a mosh pit, and they tried to break the mosh pits up. They tried to stop it for a while, but that didn't work.
Yeah.
I think I went to it was Beastie Boys, it was Public Enemy, Murphy's Law, and Beastie Boys. Stabler
That's
Arena.
a good one.
We were on the floor. It was my buddy Rob, my buddy Dwayne. Now Dwayne has never been to a punk rock or a heavy metal concert, I don't think. Rob, I don't think he was. He was to hard rock concerts, but not a punk rock concert. So Murphy's Law is a punk rock band, like one of my favorites. Like I love them. And so there was a mosh pit there, and my buddy Dwayne is looking like his eyes popped like wide open, like, oh my God, what's going
I
on?
get myself
I don't know
into.
what to do. My buddy Rob was like, fuck it, let's go. So he jumps
That's how I
in,
get,
and
dude.
he got knocked down. And like being on the floor in a mosh pit is not the best place to be. So this bouncer comes over, reaches down, grabs him, and Rob's taller than me. He's like 6'4". Grabs and pulls him up to his feet. Says, "You okay?" He goes, "Yep." Right back in. So that was pretty cool. And so you have all these people who like rap music watching this mosh pit, and they're like, "What the fuck?" So like all the rap fans like just kind of spread out, and all the punk rock fans are in the middle.
Yeah.
And then Public Enemy came on, and they were overmodulated. They weren't set up. The sound wasn't set up right for them either. They sound like crap. But I liked Public Enemy at the time. And then Beastie Boys came on, and the sound was perfect for them. It was just a great concert.
Yeah.
That's where they were getting busted for indecency all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the local DJ from whatever radio station it was says, the cops are here, and everybody's got to, be careful. I don't want to see any of this. And he throws a finger up. And
Really?
Everybody in the crowd.
Oh my God!
Everybody in the crowd just throws their finger up. He goes, "Yeah, I don't want to see any of that." And then they had this big inflatable penis on stage. This huge inflatable.
And you just jumped right after it.
Oh yeah, I just want to go up and
You
hug it.
started fucking licking it up and down.
No, because when they started to inflate it, the cops came out and pulled the plug on it. They wouldn't let them inflate it.
Bro, you pulled the plug on my inflatable penis. My big inflatable dildo. Katie, who is you might know this, Mike, but we were just watching this. What was the Ice-T like fucking metal band?
Body Count.
Body Count. You ever hear Body Count?
No.
They came out in the early 90s. I never knew this, but
Let me
it's
look at this.
fucking Ice-T, and it's straight up like hardcore music. And it's a lot of like political race shit, and it's really fucking good. And
I did not believe him when he told me, and like it's
What?
sorry guys. It's mostly all like they're black guys, but they're like hardcore, and like there's a couple, and that guy might be white. There's like a they're all black except for that one guy.
but dude, their music is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
not
never
bad.
heard of them.
And what is it?
So Body Count.
It's called Body Count. They started.
So it's like you would love the one song that I heard. It almost sounds like I can't remember the it's a West Coast punk band, and I'll show you after we stop recording. You'll be like, oh my God, like that sounds so familiar. But
Their last album was in 2020. It arrived in 2020.
yeah, did they take a long break and then come back?
Yeah, they
said
did.
They've been around since the 90s. But I saw a couple of videos. It just popped up on my Facebook feed. I'm like, is that Ice-T? I'm like, and then I found out like the next video was like Ice-T again singing.
Ice-T or Ice Cube?
Ice-T.
A lot of ices out there. There's
Yeah,
Vanilla Ice, there's Ice-T, there's Ice Cube.
The OG Ice.
OGIT. I don't know.
Wait, wait.
I wish I could play like a
I
sound clip.
guess myself because I was like, wait a minute. Ice-T? Like not Ice capital T, Ice Chai Tea. No, I'm his cousin. Ice Chai Tea.
But yeah, no, I didn't believe a shitting thing he said when he told me that, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me.
What
And
did you say? I don't believe a shitting thing you told me.
I didn't believe a shitting thing he said.
I don't think it's any more Dutchy than that.
Ah, come on. Well, I am pretty Dutchy though.
But like, what I love about punk rock concerts, which are probably
The atmosphere.
the atmosphere,
It's more than that.
and then you always have like the zones.
The chicks. Love punk rock chicks.
I never went there for the chicks because I always had like
Okay, you don't
I was either
explain.
dating at the time or whatever. But there's the fucking zone. So you have in the middle is always the pit, and then I think the worst like feeling of being crushed to death was always at a Guar concert. And if you're
pit's
trying to get
terrible.
up to the front, just when they come on, just the rush of like the flow of people, and what I always do is I put my arms up, like my fist like near my neck, and I put my elbows up. And then I just start elbowing every motherfucker in the back of the head that I can. I don't care who the fuck you are. And people get so fucking pissed. They'll turn around. I'm like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, huh? I'll elbow your face next time. Like, turn around. And So that reminds me of like I've never made it up front to any concert. I was close with the Rancid concert, and
You've never been like front row?
not up against the fence,
have.
but I was behind some dude, and I did my classic arms up, and the crowd keeps pushing me. And that's how I keep space, because if you put your arms down by your side, I've been crushed in that wave, and it's not a fun feeling. You really feel like you can't fucking breathe, and you're pushing off people. Fucking fingers in people's eyeballs. You're fish hooking people. I mean, there's no rules at all. And so at the Rancid concert, this last one that I went, and I think it was at Festival Pier. They don't do concerts there anymore, which sucks. That was a good venue. But there was wheelchairs flying around up at the fucking air. You could smell pot everywhere. Water bottles. I was throwing shit on stage. And I made it all the way up front. There was one guy in front of me, and he might have been about as big as you. And I wasn't elbowing him in the back of the head, but the crowd kept pushing me and shoving my elbows into the back of his head. And at one point, he turned around and was like, "Would you fucking stop, motherfucker?" I'm like, "Bro, what do you want me to do?" I'm
You sure it wasn't me?
Sounds like something Mike would say.
And I tried like hell, but this fucking big bastard wouldn't fucking move. He held his ground, and I tried grabbing his fat on the side, like pulling him off, like, just trying to muscle him off to the side. I couldn't do it. He just held his ground. I'm like, fuck it, I'm here. So, and then once you get there, you can't leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can, but it's a struggle. Like you really gotta. But I always love that. That gets me so excited because like you get to hit people, and like that's understood. If you go in a fucking pit, you go to a concert, and you're gonna be a bitch about getting hit. Don't go fucking go to the concert. Like my ex-wife, she got kicked in the head at one concert, and she got so upset about it.
I remember you telling me that because I was telling you the story about the
I came out and I was like, she was crying. I'm like, what happened? She's like, some guy kicked me or hit me, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, are you all right? She's like, yeah, I'm fine. I think she wanted me to go like beat him up. I'm like, that's not how it works. I'm like, you go in the pit. You're gonna get hit.
Yep, you go in the pit, you're gonna get hit.
That's all. You don't go in the pit expecting to be like, "Hey guys, like, look at my artwork. you want to buy a hat?" Like, I don't know.
At the Murphy's Law concert, I was in the pit. I got punched in the back of the head like 5 or 6 times. And
sure wasn't me.
No,
that's my MO.
No. And I was getting pissed. Like, and finally, like the 6th time I got hit, I just turned around and swung. And
it's a little kid.
It was a girl. It was a chick, and I punched her square in the middle of her face.
Knocked her teeth out.
And she gets knocked down. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm picking her up because like I will not hit a woman. It's just not.
Clearly not true.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
Swim blind.
And I'm apologizing to her, and she goes, "No, it's cool. It's cool if you're in the pit. That you got to expect that. That's what happens.
There's rules."
And I'm like, okay.
There's rules, but there's not rules.
Got her number.
Like there's if you fall down in the pit, you better help that person up.
Yep.
So I fell down, and it's ugly, like because you're getting stomped on, and
I'll kick you on purpose if you're down.
I would too. I'd kick you right in the fucking ribs, and I'd help you right back up.
2 kicks and then you're up.
But it's just like a general understanding, like because I mean I would like to look that up, like how many people have been killed in a mosh pit.
I'd love to see Katie in a mosh pit, just fucking people
I've
up.
been in a mosh pit. I've been to like other than punk concerts, I go to other concerts too, like Avenged Sevenfold. I've been to Disturbed, Five Finger Death Punch, Volbeat.
Like punching people.
I've never, but like bands you guys probably never heard of, like Nothing More and Of Mice and Men, Beartooth, stuff like that. And it's always like there's circle pits and mosh pits. And me and my brother have been in some really good mosh pits. He walked away with bruises because he's a bitch ass. I love him, but he's a bitch ass. But I never did. But it's fun. I mean, it's close, and I mean, I really don't like in my old age now. I don't really enjoy that closeness anymore.
I gave that up.
I'll take seats over a mosh pit, but in my heyday, man, I was in those mosh pits. I was throwing fists and taking knees.
Fuck yeah, and I love getting hit too.
See, I don't mind getting punched. Someone open hand slaps me, I'll kill him.
And I'm not talking about like you weren't intentionally like trying to like just break somebody's nose.
No, but if somebody runs into you, you're pushing back.
I mean, but I would defend myself. I'm like,
well, I know people who go in a mosh pit to hurt people. Like I knew people like that.
Yeah, I always went in a mosh pit to just.
It was fun.
Maybe not hurt people, just to get my aggression out. And I don't think I ever went in there to just like if I go in there with like a fucking K-bar and just start stabbing people. You know what I mean? Like that's not my agenda.
Some peakerism.
Yeah. But then again, on that, like there are those people in there. You got to be aware of that. Like they want to break your fucking nose, or they want to fucking break something on you.
There are
So
people who are mad at their fathers.
you got to be aware, and so you can kind of tell them people because they like mosh weird, and then people usually just latch onto them and like fucking take them out. Like you'll see like some people their mosh like patterns like fucking weird, and they almost look like they're possessed or like retarded. Like okay, stay away from that guy, or just go up to him and take him the fuck out. And I've done both, and it's not that hard. You kind of fold like a house of cards.
They do.
It's skinny fucking guy. It's about 90 pounds in a fucking jacket. Wants to rage out.
I think the most hurt I ever came out of a concert was Suicidal Tendencies.
See, now you have a lot of... How many of those, like, West Coast punk bands have you seen?
Oh, tons. 7 Seconds, GBH, Agnostic Front, Agent Orange.
You know who I'd love to see? I'd love to see, here we go again. Not Dayglow Abortions. I would love to see them. They're a fucking great band from Canada. Fuck. I'll think of it. Talk about something else. I'll think of it. There's too many shit going around
let's
my
talk
head.
about that. Let's talk about, instead of concerts we've seen, let's talk about concerts we would love to see.
Oh, God.
Never saw AC/DC. I would love to see them.
I would love to see that.
I actually think I have seen AC/DC.
Really?
But I think I was too young to actually appreciate it. No, I know I have seen AC/DC.
I would have loved to see AC/DC, and I never did.
Queen.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have loved to see the Beatles.
I would have seen the Beatles. I went and saw the Monkees. Fuck it, I've seen the Beatles.
Right?
I think my top, is Billy Joel, and underneath that is Elton John. But I am no way, shape, or form financially prepared to pay $400 for a ticket. And I've tried, but honestly, those are the two I want to see in concert: Billy Joel and Elton John.
The Anti-Nowhere League. That's what I was thinking of. You ever hear them?
No.
Oh, great fucking band.
I saw a band called Batman. Punk rock.
Really?
Yeah. They weren't real good.
But I listen to some really obscure music.
You do.
Now, the other band that I've seen the most is Poison. Because they're from the Scranton area, I believe, or Jersey, Scranton area, whatever. Yeah. And they used to always play the Allentown Fairgrounds. So every time they were there, I'd go see them. And actually, the one Poison show that I saw, it was Poison and Damn Yankees and somebody else.
Damn Yankees.
And I will tell you, that is my top 5. Like, the laser light show that they put on for that particular show was freaking awesome.
Really?
And Damn Yankees, Ted Nugent was playing guitar for him at the time. And Ted Nugent...
You know what? I love Ted Nugent, but he's got that whistle. Hey, guys.
Yeah, but he was playing guitar. He wasn't...
I can't even do it.
I can't even.
So on stage, he got his first crossbow back from somebody with a soul patch, and he brings his bow out on stage, and he puts primer cord on the back of his guitar across the stage, and he pulls it back, and it was just cool. It was just cool as shit. It was just an all around great show. And, like, I was never a huge Damn Yankees fan. I wanted to see Poison. But, like, they sold me on that. I started listening to more stuff then.
I know my sister, I think both of them or one of them saw REO Speedwagon way back in the day.
I saw REO.
And I was way too young to go, but I was always jealous because my sister came back and she had that, like, baseball t-shirt, like the white with the red sleeves. And it said REO Speedwagon, had their logo or someone else on it. I'm like, I wanted to go. Why couldn't I go? And I was like, I'm probably like 8 years old.
I saw Poison like 16 times. I saw Def Leppard like 10 times.
I've seen Def Leppard. They put on a good show. Yeah, back when tickets were like $25 instead of, or $45 instead of $450.
Did you see before the drummer lost his arm?
Mm-hmm.
Or both?
Both. And the funny thing was, WZZO in Allentown used to run a contest, and if you won, you could go and you got to play soccer and I played soccer at the time. I played soccer and football. and you could go play soccer with
The one-legged man.
Def Leppard, which was
that's awesome.
Which was cool as shit. He was one arm, not one-legged.
I know.
So
that would be fun to watch. Someone make a guy play soccer.
He kicks your ass anyways.
So the one year I actually won, and I got to go play soccer with him. So every time
Wait a minute, you played soccer with Def Leppard?
Yeah.
Have I known you my whole life? Where's this story been?
I thought you knew.
No.
No, and every time they'd run the like every year they'd come back, they'd run the same thing, and they'd do the
Who
soccer.
won?
I don't fucking remember. Who cares?
That means Def Leppard won.
Yeah. You blocked it out because they kicked your ass.
Probably.
They were still like, they had their big hair and everything.
Well, they're
You're
Brits,
like all
so-
geared up.
So they're good at soccer. So every year they'd run
That's
this thing,
racist.
and I knew where they'd play, so I would just show up and start playing. I didn't win. I just
God damn it, there's that guy.
I
Kid.
just show up, and they're like, okay, shirts or skins? I'll take shirts, thank you.
I always hated that. Shirts or skins. You're on skins. I don't want to be on skins. Fat.
I wasn't fat back then, though. That was long before I was fat.
Not skins again, sir, please. I can't do it again.
Were you always chubby?
Not when I
No.
was like
I
10
had
and
pictures
below.
of you skinny.
Well, I was chubby between like 10 and 14. There was a stint there. Like, I think it was when my parents got divorced, and then I thinned out. I was super thin when I was young.
I would never say I was thin, but I was never fat.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was like
Now I am.
more of a muscular kid. Like, my sister was really skinny. We used to call her Ethiopian baby.
Oh
And
my
she would
God.
get so bad. She would get so bad. And she's still skinny to this day. None of the fuck she does it. Like, I'll look at something sideways and I'll get fat.
Oh, I walked by a cake and gained 10 pounds.
Yeah. Like, I'm looking at this gyrating Santa out in the backyard and I'm starting to
Oh
get
my
fat.
God.
Why,
I
you
feel
gotta
like
eat Santa?
I can feel it in my hips, just like that.
That Santa's gonna die. That Santa's gonna die.
They never fail, do they?
So back to concerts.
The dogs.
Quonsets. So, okay, you got Motley Crue. Who would? I think we touched on this a little bit before, but absolutely, who is not around? Who would you love to see? You would do anything for?
AC/DC was that was the one I always wanted to see.
Queen. I want to see Freddie
Oh,
Mercury.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% Queen.
Queen.
I mean, the same one she mentioned, Elton John.
Yeah,
But he's still around, and so is Billy Joel.
yeah, but they're not the same. I don't really see them in their height.
No, they
They're-
aren't
they're-
the same.
Their heyday. Led Zeppelin.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny
Number one.
Cash.
My
Yeah.
number one I'd like
Okay.
to see.
Hell yeah.
Before
Alright,
Queen,
okay.
Johnny Cash would be my number one I wanted to see.
I'm right there too. I
Love
love
me
Johnny
some
Cash.
Johnny Cash. I'd like to see him with June Carter. I'd like to see them
Ring of
perform
Fire.
together.
What a duo. I mean,
Did I ever tell you the first time I saw Kiss?
no, I don't like. Okay, go ahead.
You don't like Kiss? Okay, good. Get it.
So
This
I'm
is
up in the air.
trashy.
I'm up in the air. I don't think they're trashy.
I
I
do.
don't think they have. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to offend a lot of people here.
So when I was growing up, I really
Thank
liked
you.
Kiss. I had like the solo albums, the Gene Simmons solo. I had the Love Gun album. I like all on vinyl. I still have them someplace. But I wanted to see him so bad, and my stepfather was kind of a douche.
I get that sense.
I don't particularly like him much, but he decided he was going to take me to see a Kiss concert because I don't know. Who knows?
He
why.
was feeling right at the time.
I don't know. There was probably drugs in it for him or something. I don't know. So,
you were
He
supposed
goes-
to wind up in a van somewhere.
yeah, probably. Oh, he's probably selling it. So he says, "Oh, we're gonna go to this Kiss concert." And I'm all excited. Well, what I didn't know, it was the Unmasked tour.
Oh,
when they took
that's your first Kiss tour?
That's worse.
Ooh,
So-
I don't know about that one.
So we go, and I'm like, the whole time I'm like, I can't believe they don't have their fucking makeup on.
Who are these fucking assholes?
I don't want to see this. So like he was so pissed that I wasn't appreciative of seeing this concert. He beat my ass in the parking lot, but I've seen him 2 more times since then, and I will tell you, a Kiss concert is what?
I'm sorry, we're not gonna be able to edit that out.
What?
The dog lapping up water.
Yeah, he's going to town. You get you some, boy.
You enjoy that.
Here's my
I
boy. Hank,
fucking
come here,
hate
buddy.
that
Come
noise.
here, buddy.
I saw Kiss twice since then, and a Kiss concert is not a show; it's an event. Like I saw Kiss and Motley Crue at Montage, and it was just fucking awesome. Like it wasn't like all bands try to put on a show, but like when
They put on a show.
the Kiss put on a show, and then when I saw them again, the next time it was the same thing, but it was only Gene and Paul.
See, I always thought that Gene and Paul, like with Kiss, they were just all about the money. Like, what can we do to make more money?
Oh, Gene fucking merchandised every fucking thing.
Right. And then there was like a whole thing I listened to on this one radio station. And then one guy came on, he's like, I just never really liked Kiss music. I thought they sucked. He's like, but Gene was a really intelligent salesman.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he was good at.
Well, he made money.
Yeah.
He sold Kiss everything.
Yeah. And then they went on to like say like he tried this record deal with this and that. It was, trying to make records with other people, and it was just like not good. Like,
But he still got paid, I bet.
oh my god, yeah. But would you like to be in a band like that? Like, I'm not gonna say you suck, but because there's a lot of Kiss bands out there, but where that's your main motive is to just fuck it, I don't care, I just want to make money.
Well, he made money for everybody in the band, not just himself. So
I'm sure they both enjoy like going out on stage and having a shit ton of fun, like just thrashing out and
so you've never seen Kiss?
never.
Have you ever like listened to Paul Stanley like do his intros?
No.
He's got this New York accent, and it comes through so thick in everything. It's crazy.
He's like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, what the? Who is this fucking queer?
I don't mind a New York accent so much.
I don't mind the New York accent. It just
Like,
you see him on stage and it's weird.
yeah, well,
Yeah, you're not expecting that. Like this guy dressed like a fucking cat.
Yeah. Well, he goes, well, let me tell you something.
And I don't know. For me, like I really haven't done a whole lot of big concerts,
no.
which is fine. I've always done like the small venues, and like I've seen a couple in Philly, and
See that you go to Trocadero?
yes,
I love that place.
I was there. I think I saw GBH there. I think. I don't remember. Might have been Blitz. I could be wrong. I don't know. Probably half lit up anyways. But I do remember on my way out, I saw the lead singer then of the Casualties walking to go up the upstairs, and he had like this big, like spiky hair. I was like, oh my god, it's George Jorge! And he's like a rock star to me. And he was like, how you doing, man? And then we walked outside. There was like this full-on like fight, and a guy took like he smashed the bottle over something, and he just slashed open the next dude with it. And he's laying in the middle of the fucking street, wherever the truck is, just bleeding out. The cops show up. I'm like, dude, we got to get out of here before we get jammed up. And so me and my buddies left, but I was like, to me, that was always fun.
I took Lexi to see Switchfoot down there. There was like 8 opening bands, and by the time Switchfoot came on, she was so tired. She listened to one song and she says, I want to go. I'm like, are you? Because we stood in line forever. My feet were killing me.
Yeah.
And we went inside. We had to stand because anybody upstairs had to have ID to drink.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I can't believe
Jesus
this.
Christ. I saw Jason Aldean at Woodstock. I mean, not necessarily Woodstock itself, obviously, but where Woodstock was held. That was pretty cool.
Was that a festival or was it?
No, it was just a concert.
Really?
But yeah, it was pretty cool. Cool to see.
Yo, country music sells.
I like country music.
I love country music. If it's done right.
Charlie
That's
Daniels
just-
saw them.
I would like to see Garth Brooks.
I actually,
Garth.
they were doing a drive-in, like a drive-in concert type thing, Garth Brooks, and I wanted to go see that, but I didn't get to go. I did see Metallica at the drive-in, though.
I have tickets for Kenny Chesney in June. So we'll see how that is. He's supposed to be with a bunch of good people, so I'll probably just be Wow, cool.
No Shoes Nation.
I'll probably just be drunk for the entire concert, but it'll be worth it. Old Dominion's going to be there. Florida Georgia Line.
Well, if you ask me to go to that one, I don't think I'll give it up.
Really? I mean, I'll hold you to that because it's on the podcast. I have 3 tickets as of right now, so we'll see. Come June.
I'm going to do a concert forever.
You ever see the Misfits?
Oh my god.
No, no, I have not.
Lexi's seen them twice. I've seen them like 5 times.
I've seen them, and I had the opportunity last year to see the original Misfits. The original fucking Misfits. But John's sister was having her Christmas party that night, and I passed up the opportunity to go to the Christmas party, and no offense to his sister, because I love her dearly, but I really fucking wish I would have went to that concert.
Danzig? Where were they
With
at?
Glenn Danzig, yeah. They were in Philly somewhere.
Probably
I heard
Trocadero.
I thought they closed the Trog down.
I don't know.
No, it wasn't there. It was, might have been the Electric Factory, or...
Well, the Electric Factory, that's not, it's like the Ben
the
Franklin.
Ben Franklin something. It's always going to be the fucking Electric Factory,
yeah.
but yeah, but
You're
they
not
were.
changing that.
That was one of my biggest regrets. Concert tickets I had and didn't go to.
I went to, my buddy asked me to go to the Silo, and he says the Misfits were playing at the Silo, and I really wanted to go, and I could not. I was either get fired or go.
You know what was cool about seeing them? Because I saw them when I was younger, and with the originals, and they would just rock nonstop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it's one song after another after another.
Their songs are short too.
There were no pauses. It's just like boom, 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 and they go, "This one is blah blah blah." Da, da, da. They did the same thing when I took my daughter to see it. She was 16, and she had an opportunity to go backstage and meet him because I know that the guy who owned the venue. And she's like, "Oh, I'm really tired." I'm like, "Are you shitting me?"
Yeah, not the time to be tired.
Didn't appreciate that for what it was worth.
Well, I was pissed because I didn't go, and then my buddy was like, "Yo, you missed a great fucking show." He's like, not Glenn Danzig. Damn it! Oh my god,
Jerry Only.
Yep. He was like, Jerry Only was at the bar last night. He's like, I sat right down next to him. We started talking. He's a really cool dude.
But he is cool.
He's like, he saw my girlfriend's tits and this and that, and I was like, I was so mad, like, but that's the way life is. That's the way life is, bro.
Win some, you lose some.
But
Have you ever been like backstage for anything?
No, never.
I have.
I got hit in the head with a drumstick from the drummer from Guar. I can't remember. It was a Beefcake. I don't think it's Beefcake. When I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm like,
Except his name.
no, I can't. I don't remember the stage name. And I'm like in front of the mosh pit. It was like the last song of the show. And there's like, flashing lights, strobe lights going, and everything's like beaten down. And then they hit the last note, and it was like, I see this drumstick flying in the air. And I'm like, oh, look, a drumstick! Boom! And it hit me like square in the fucking middle of the head. And it bounced down, and somebody else grabbed it. I'm like, fuck! I'm like, that was...
If it hits you, it should be yours.
Yeah, but, I mean, it was so crowded. It's like,
Missed opportunity.
So who'd you see backstage?
So, I'm a country music fan. Back in the day, Rascal Flatts was my jam, and I still think they're one of my favorite OG country bands. But I actually won tickets for the concert when they played at Hershey Stadium through I-105. And the same day I won tickets, it was about 15 minutes later, they called me and said I won backstage passes. So I got to go back and meet them and do that. That was pretty cool. It was raining. I stood in the rain. I looked like shit when I got to meet them, but I got my picture with them, and they were cool guys, and they're really good singers and put on a good show, so that's cool to see.
I've been backstage at a couple, like,
pouring down rain,
small...
like, you have any crack? Like, oh my god, get away from me.
Now, he made, the one guy, their guitarist made some kind of joke about it being wet or something like that, and I was just too dumbfounded to say anything intelligent, so...
You could have slept with the whole band, and you missed your opportunity.
I could have. I had my fiance at the time with me, though, and it was his first concert, so I was busting his cherry, and I was just so dumbfounded. I could have slept with all of them. I could have been, one of the roadies, but I didn't. So, yeah, missed opportunity.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
I was backstage at a couple small venues, but I think the biggest one I was backstage for was Lita Ford. And I was in love with Lita Ford.
All right.
In love with Lita Ford.
Bring it back. Remind me.
Remind you what? You don't know who Lita Ford is?
Sounds familiar.
I don't know who she is either.
It sounds... Oh, I'm going to be stupid now when you say it.
She does a song with Ozzy that you guys would probably both know.
Well, instead of letting us guess, why don't you just tell us?
I don't remember the name of the
Oh,
song.
cute.
Oh, you pull. And I'm the...
It's a great song. I couldn't tell you what it was about.
I'm the forgetful one.
I only know who sings it.
What? Shit, I can't think of it now. It's like you asked me a question and just like jumped out of my head.
No.
It's definitely not Dueling Banjos.
No.
What's her name? Lena Ford?
Lita Ford.
I don't even know how to spell Lita Ford.
L-I-T-F.
I'm going to feel really stupid when you guys come up with this because I feel like I know.
Kiss Me Deadly.
That's it. Kiss Me Deadly.
It is Kiss Me Deadly?
Yes.
Ew.
Oh, no, if I close my eyes forever.
Oh, so you didn't even know. You're just shooting from the hip. I don't even know what fucking song it is. Oh yeah, Close My Eyes Forever, featuring Ozzy Osbourne. Imagine that.
Sharon!
Let me see.
I didn't even think I was there to see Lita Ford. I was there to see the opening band. I don't remember who it was.
She kind of looks like...
Ever see Blondie?
No.
I always thought she was hot as shit.
She's weird.
Melissa Etheridge.
Back in the day?
If Melissa Etheridge was a punk rocker, that's what Lita Ford looks like.
Let me see.
If Melissa Etheridge had long hair and was a punk rocker.
Yeah, but back in the day...
I'm not wrong.
What was she doing for? Did she do her own shit?
Yeah. That I just don't know. I wasn't actually there to see Lita Ford. I was there to see the opening band.
I thought you said that she played with them.
No. She did a song with Ozzy. But she does her own music. She did her own music for years. I like the music. I just don't know anything off the top of my head.
That's Melissa Etheridge, man. I hate to break it to you.
Right there.
Yeah, it's a good photo. It was definitely punk rock.
She's pretty hot. Oh yeah, I can get it.
I'd bang her.
She looked good.
It's like Joan
Jett.
Joan Jett.
Great artist.
She's actually playing with Motley Crue next. Well, she was supposed to play with this.
Yeah, I gotta give it to her. It's not looking bad for her age. Like she held it down.
Well, I've never seen her, so this would be the first time I saw her.
In concert.
She's good though. I do like her.
Yeah. I've always liked the music, but there's a lot of bands that I love the music. I just never got to see them.
From what I understand, I watched a whole documentary on her and her trying to get signed to a band, like a venue. And I guess I want to say they turned down like a really huge record company and were like, fuck you, we're going to do our own shit. And she did and made it successful and went off on her own. And because she was like a little bit punk rock and she was like, I don't want to sell out. But you know, like when you get to that point where you're like, you'll see it everywhere, like punk rock bands, like, oh, I'm selling out. I'm going to MGM or this and that. I don't want to sell out. And you got like the Clash and all that shit. They did the same thing. And I think she was just like, fuck you. Like nobody wanted her at the time. And she's like, I'm going to make my own fucking music, my record label. And she did. It was successful. So fucking kudos to her.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you had to put a number on how many concerts you've seen, what would it be?
25.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm a youngin'. I haven't really been.
I've only seen Motley Crue that many times.
No, I was gonna say mine's only like 26.
It's got to be hundreds of concerts I've seen. Like I include the small venue stuff.
Well, yeah, so do I. But still,
I'm probably about 25.
One thirsty
motherfucker.
I apologize, you guys.
Aw, come here, buddy.
So yeah,
I'll be asleep in like 5 minutes.
What are you
This
doing?
bitch is still trying to go after the stuff on the counter.
I'm about to go dig into that stuff on the counter. So if we could wrap it up, that'd be great.
All right.
I think we should.
All right, let's wrap it up then.
All right, wrap it up.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. go take on the world.
Hold on, stop.
Welcome back to the Shit Show 2.0.
I'm actually amazed that we're all friends. Mike, I will reach across this table and the whole entire world will hear me bitch slap
Do you have any duct
Not
tape?
punch you, slap.
Oh, this is gonna go downhill real quick.